welcome back. This episode of Mods You Didn't Know You Needed. Everybody with Foxbody has looked to delete their power steering. Deleting the power steering is cool because you relieve the drag on the motor and gain like 15 horsepower probably. I noticed it in the old 302 when I deleted it. I went from fucking, kind of hitting second, spinning some tires to really burning tires in second gear. It's a light car, so I kind of noticed it there. When you got fat ass tires like these, you got 275s in the front. So I drove around for about 3-4 years at least with these things with no power steering. I mean, I get it. I was young, pull it around. It is what it is. Electric power steering is the way to go. I'll show you how this all works and everything. I'll show you how I ran it, did it. We definitely need to do it now that we're in a modern time with all this kind of stuff. I wish we had that back then. I'd have been doing it then. Anyway, down here, turn it on. Volvo pump has about a 3 to 5 second delay. There it is, it kicks on. Now I've got power steering. Race cars, street cars, whatever. No drag on the motor. I have full power steering. You push it around the track and get it in line. No problem. Turn your wheel. Make sure you unlock the steering wheel first. Anyway. I can turn it wherever I want with these. I'm going to push it around the track in a staging way for your race cars. You got to push it because it dies on the road, or if you just generically want power steering. Awesome feature. Something keep your original power steering rack. It's a stock power steering rack. It's a replacement from like O'Reilly's or Advanced Auto, whatever it was. Hook your lines up to it. Obviously custom made lines. Or if your stock ones reach, depending on where you mount your pump, that's all up to you. It's all custom at that point. I went and had brand new ones made. That's how I roll. So the setup on this bad boy, here's where I mounted the pump. I basically have some spacers down here. I made a plate to mount the pump to. It's 3 bolts. And then I got 2 bolts down here mounted to the subframe, which I put nut certs into the subframe so I can just bolt it down. I have spacers because there's a little bit of a dip in there. You mount this wherever you feel like you want. I got it right here. It's clear of the tire, and the tire can move around in there. So being cut open, I can reach down there and adjust the coil over, which is kind of nice, as well as alignment, whatever else. Look down in here. I can bleed this brake from in here. That's all beside the point. Also with a big cam, I have the Brian Tooley Stage 3 positive displacement blower cam in this thing. So it's kind of got some chop to it. When you have a big cam like that, some of you guys might notice might be a lack in vacuum. So I also did a hydroboost from the 99 to 04 Mustangs. I got this guy off eBay. It's fairly cheap. I don't know how he was selling or why he was selling it so cheap. I don't care. Got that with the booster. So the pump runs into the pressure line of this bad boy, and then from there I got a pressure out to the power steering pump or the power steering rack. And then there's a return on this which tees into the return of that and returns back to this guy. This is convenient because I can got everything right here, right up top. I can check it all. It's got a fill line, cold, hot, right on the side of it. That's nice. It's really not that loud. You heard it, especially with the motor running. You probably don't even notice it running, but it's just loud enough to know it kicks on. Full power steering. I have full power brakes with a large cam in here. Don't have to worry about it. This thing works on both just fine with the pressure that it makes. I don't have to worry about not having brakes or not having steering. I have driven it around the parking lot, so hopefully it goes to get tuned today. We'll see. So brakes, power steering, it's fairly simple. Run some hoses. I mean, these hoses can't be 50 bucks a piece at a high side. So if I had to guess, there's probably the rack, the pump, the lines, that thing. I mean, if I have 500 bucks in this, I'd be surprised. A little bit of wiring. Basically put a fuse in the hot side. I mean, it has 2 plugs. You got hot and ground for your main, and then ignition. Put your fuse in the hot side. That thing basically has its own relay inside. You don't use the other 2 prongs on the ignition one. So it's a 3-prong deal. You just run ignition to it. It has its own delay in there and everything. Makes it all convenient, ready to run. It doesn't draw power when you're trying to start it. It however you decide to wire it up, it's on you. Again, it's all custom. Custom's cool. I love custom. Build that shit yourself, man. Anyway, that's